Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Hannah and I love to do all sorts of projects related to sewing, DIY, interior design, basically everything creative. And the last weeks have been very interior design heavy because I did a little bathroom refresh or a little bathroom makeover. So this week I decided it's finally time to get back into sewing. And I felt a little low on inspiration, so I scrolled on Pinterest, as you do naturally, and I came across these images here. These are corduroy patchwork jackets by Urban Outfitters, and I love the design. As you know, I love corduroy, so I thought this is a perfect, appropriate project for me. So before I started my design process, I kind of thought, okay, what is it that I want? So I want a medium weight jacket with patchwork design, with pockets of course, a zipper down the middle, and then a hoodie. And I thought another fun challenge would be to make it reversible, because I have a lot of nice lining fabric that I could use, where I think the fabric itself is so pretty that I would like to have the opportunity to basically turn the jacket inside out and wear it. So I get two jackets in one. So for this project I decided to use up everything that I have and spend literally nothing. Because over the years I've collected a lot of fabric and I sort of did a little collection of pieces that I could use. So these are like corduroy pants that I can upcycle, and then some other like brown fabrics. This, for example, used to be a curtain and it's supposed to look like leather, I guess, but it is I think made from like plastic. It is a synthetic fabric. And for the pattern I actually bought one from Etsy. The designer is called Indie Patterns, but I don't really recommend it, I have to say. I've been cutting out some pattern pieces and they are a little bit off, so I think the project can easily be recreated by just using your favorite oversized jacket or your favorite hoodie, basically. So I also decided to use my favorite fleece hoodie as sort of the design inspiration, because it has the zipper down the middle and then like nice oversized sleeves with the fitted cuffs. Don't spend any money on a pattern, it's honestly not worth it. I would say just grab your favorite hoodie and sort of trace the design from there and make it maybe a bit bigger if you're using non-stretchy fabric. I just finished sewing the outer layer, and as you can see I did like minimal patchwork on the front, and then I'll show you the back side in a second where I did a bit more patchwork. And these pockets here are actually the original pockets from the pants. I just reused them because I like the shape and I like the contrast in comparison to the other brown corduroy. I have to say, on camera it looks quite grey. And then we have the back side here, so that is a bit more patchworky. I tried to sort of, I don't know, go in rows, I guess. So yeah, and also I try to go sometimes with the grain and sometimes against the grain. That's why, for example, this patch here looks much lighter in comparison to the patch up there. It is the same fabric, but it just, yeah, sometimes with the grain, sometimes against the grain. I'm very happy with it so far. I think it looks very cute. And then I also did the lining. It is this nice block print design, and it is actually much more brown. And you can also see I added an inside pocket. I also added some pieces of this white material. I think this used to be a blanket. I got it from my grandma's stash, and it is thick and nice and warm, and I just used 2 layers to make my jacket a bit warmer, because I'm planning on wearing it now in spring and in autumn. And then of course for the sleeve I have this other brown fabric. This used to be a curtain, I think, but I also got it secondhand. And then I also started on the hood, and then if you look, something like this, more or less. Okay, now back to sewing. We are actually gonna be sewing on the sleeves. I think I will pin them first, and then I will start sewing. And I wanted to show you this cute new, I don't know what you call that, like it stores all of, you know, the sewing supplies and things. And it is so cute. It has this little handle that you can move around, and then it has like little drawers, and then yeah, oh, it is so cute. I got this for €2.50, like €2.50 actually. It is so cheap, and I think it is like proper mid-century design. That's how you open her. And she came with all these like sewing supplies. It was so much stuff, and this is so cheap. I mean, this one alone, if you would buy it new, would be €2.50. That was such a bargain. I'm so happy. And look at these little buttons, so cute. Yeah, so that was a great find. And now she lives on my desk. So cute. I just tried the jacket on and I don't like it, and it's because of the sleeve here. The jacket is supposed to be oversized, but I think the sleeve is actually quite tight. And then I pulled out my vintage old fleece that I have, where I really like the oversized sleeves and like the, in general, like the oversized vibe of. And as you can see, the sleeves are 5 centimeters or even more. Too small for the vibe that I'm going for. So I think I will remove them and make them bigger. Just try to put you guys on the table so that you can see, but that is the fit. And like, I don't know, that is my arm. I don't think that's really oversized. I think it looks a little odd, a little weird. But yeah, that is the back side. You're at a weird angle right now. But I really like the back, and I also really like the front. But this is just, feels so tight. just sewed on one sleeve, and I just did it for the corduroy, like the outer layer, because I just wanted to see if my sleeve extension worked. And I also added a little side panel down here just to make it a bit more oversized. And yeah, this is the new fit. And I like it so much more. This is more of like the bomber jacket style that I had in mind. And I think now I have enough room to add the thicker layers. And I think looks actually quite cool. So yeah, my next step is to repeat it on this side, obviously. And then I also need to figure out the sleeve extension for the lining, and then I think it is time for the zipper and the hood that I'm gonna add. So I cut out my lining again, my lining fabric, and I had a bit of an issue for like the sleeves because I don't have enough fabric to recut them, and I also have very weirdly shaped scraps left over, so even if I wanted to sort of patchwork them together, it would take me a very long time. And then I looked through my stash and I found this fabric. It's very plain, like beigey gray fabric. I don't love it, but it works with this colorway. Works actually quite well. So I just use that for the sleeve, but at least for like the additional side panel that I added, I was able to cut that out of my main lining fabric. So this is now all the layers. As you can see, I cut my lining a bit too big, I think, but it fits quite nicely and it's very comfy, especially if I like close it. Everything fits quite nicely. That's from the side and then the back. So now the next step is to add in the zipper here, and then I'm also gonna add my sleeve cuffs. And as you saw, I cut out some of this corduroy fabric that I just be using as a cuff, and then put some elastic in there so it's like nice and scrunched up. It is almost 2 a.m. and I kind of got into like a sewing hyperfocus that sometimes happens to me, or that happens actually quite often, where I get so into sewing and then I completely forget about the time. And yeah, I'm almost done with my jacket. Just like the little details now that take way longer than expected. I basically needed to adapt the hood completely because the pattern that I used, I don't know what went wrong, but there was like 5 centimeters missing, and I know for sure that I did not do anything to the neckline. So the neckline stayed the same. I only added the side panels down here. So I don't know where the extra 5 centimeters came from. But yeah, I adapted the pattern and changed everything a little bit. And yeah, now I have a hood on, but I just have not sewn the last bits. And also, you know, there's always one part where you fold the fabric down, so I haven't sewn this channel here. This is what I need to finish tomorrow morning. I would really love to wear my jacket out tomorrow. This is my goal. That's also why I've been working so late, because I really want to finish by tomorrow. And I thought I could, but now it just took longer than expected and I'm so tired. And yeah, so it's just around the hood here that I need to sew, and that will be some hand sewing tomorrow while I have breakfast probably. And yeah, that's it. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I guess I can say it's time for the reveal.